Hello, alright, this video is going to show you how to add, subtract, and simplify fractions the Math in Focus way. We will start by adding fractions that have unlike denominators. So the first thing we have to do is make the denominators the same. Students who know their multiplication facts really well will look and see that 3 goes into 12, so 12 will be our new denominator. If they don't know their multiplication facts as well, then they will find multiples. So they will count by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, and then count by 12s. 12s. Hopefully they will see 12 is the first number that's a multiple of both numbers. Now that they have like denominators, they need to follow this fraction rule. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator, and whatever I do to my numerator, I do to my denominator. So, this is how I word it with the children. What did I multiply my 12 by to equal 12? I multiplied it by 1. Whatever I do to my denominator, I must do to my numerator. So I must multiply this numerator by 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Then I ask the same question for the other fraction. What did I multiply my 3 by to equal 12? Well, I multiplied it by 4. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. Now that my denominators are the same, I can just add my numerators. The process is exactly the same for subtracting fractions. I have to find a like denominator. Again, students will either look at this and know that 15 is the least common multiple, or they're going to have to count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, and count by 15 to see that 15 is our new denominator. They will follow the exact same fraction rule. I will word it the same way. What did I multiply my 15 by to equal 15? I multiplied it by 1. So whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. 5 times 1 is 5. The same thing for the other fraction. What did I multiply my 5 by to equal 15? And they don't have to draw the arrows like that. I'm just doing it so you can see it. I multiplied it by 3. So I'll multiply my numerator by 3 because whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. And now that I have like denominators, I can just subtract 12 minus 5 equals 7. 7/15 is my answer. So let's talk about simplifying fractions or reducing fractions or putting them in lowest terms. I try to use all the different terms that they may hear. Okay, for this, they need to find the greatest common factor. Now, we have worked a lot on factors, so they should know that a factor, that is the numbers you multiply together to equal a number, to get a product. So students will either know the factors of 9 and 12, or they're going to have to write them down. So the factors of 9 would be 1, 9, and 3. The factors of 12 will be 1, 2, 6, 4, 3, and 12. Now, they will look for common factors. 1 is always a common factor. They don't need to look at it. And we see that 3 is the only other common factor. That means that 3 is our greatest common factor. So now we go back to that rule. Whatever I do to my numerator, I do to my denominator. I will divide both by the greatest common factor. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 9/12 in simplest form is 3/4. How do I know it is in simplest form? When the factors of the numerator and denominator, the only one they have in common is 1, that means my fraction is in simplest form. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you.